or this weekend until the past one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can you describe the difference? I put some real words on it.
Well, I am less exhausted,
Mm.
not on this like soul drying level of exhaustion, and I think it's I feel it like in my body too. Like it's just a little layer of lightness that wasn't there before, which makes me feel very happy and very grateful to have this response. I mean, it's been a week,
Yeah.
so it hasn't been that long, and I can feel like maybe it's also because in the beginning you see bigger changes,
Mm-hmm.
and when you have developed a while, like the differences become more subtle, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But it's definitely.
Good. Well done. Well done. Morning, Tessa. Okay. We'll just wait one more moment, see if anyone else is going to appear. Okay. Voila. All right, I think we'll get started, and whoever is yet to join can still join us. Hi, Paula.
Hi.
Hi. So today we are looking at the Air Tattva, okay, the element of air. So we'll just have a quick recap over, because this is our fourth tattva, over the previous three. We started with, anyone remember?
Space.
Space. Yeah. Space, the subtle, the unmanifest. So starting on the most subtle level to design our future self, creating the space that can contain our growth into who we want to be, how we want to feel. Then we went into Earth, yeah, the physical body. So really looking at how we work with our physical body in order to move forwards, what needs to change, what is heavy, what is holding us back. Then last week, fire. So seeing the gap between where we were, where we are, and allowing the discomfort possibly of that realization to give us some fire to motivate us to act. And this week we come into air. What are the qualities of air? Can anybody just shout out? What are the qualities of air?
Movement.
Mm-hmm.
Empty.
What?
Empty.
Empty.
Yeah.
That's more ether.
Yeah.
Light.
Light. Yeah. One of the key things we have to remember about air is its unpredictability, its flexibility. So earth is always downwards. Fire is always upwards. Space is always outwards. Air just goes anywhere it likes. So there's this quality of a lack of control. People who love spontaneity are Vata people, because they hate feeling, I've got to be disciplined, I've got to have order, I've got to be organized. Where's the fun in that? Yeah, you recognize that in yourselves a little bit? Yeah, the whole, why do I have to eat dinner early? Why do I have to go to bed early? That's your Vata speaking. Yeah, this need for spontaneity and unpredictability. But in order to shape change, yeah, in order to evolve, there needs to be direction. Okay, it cannot happen through just randomness. Anyone who has tried to meditate and said, yeah, maybe I'll do it in the morning, maybe I'll do it in the afternoon, maybe I'll do it at bedtime. For me, that is an absolute no-no. If I don't do it first thing in the morning, I don't do it because of my Vata. Jean-Phi can. He can find that discipline later in the day. Me, no chance. So I really need to create a structure to hold that spontaneity in and down. So what we're talking about here is understanding what we need to do and taking aligned action. Does that make sense? So we're going to do that in 2 areas today, and it's going to be a little bit of an office hours. So we're actually going to work together during this call. So who has recently done the dosha quiz or recently revisited the dosha quiz? No. So we've been working for a while. Changes are being made. Changes occur. Okay. So your imbalances shift. So the first thing that we're going to do today is do the dosha quiz. All right. So I've popped it in the chat there. Now, the dosha quiz is in 2 parts. The first part is really your constitution, how you are normally. How you are normally. And the second part is how you are at the moment, recently. Okay, so we get a picture of the basic constitution, and then we get a picture of the imbalance. Okay, so take 10 minutes, each of you, to revisit the dosha quiz. And then when you've done that, I want you to take screenshots of your constitution and of your imbalance and post them in the forum. Okay, so that we can all have a look. So I'm going to set the timer. Off you go.
30 seconds. Does anyone need any more time? Okay. A couple more people need a bit more time. Take a couple more minutes. If you don't need more time, have a cup of tea, or maybe think about some pranayama that you could do. Are you too much kapha? Do some breath of fire. Are you too much vata? Do some long, slow, deep breathing to get grounded. Are you too much pitta? Shitali.
And when you've done it, take your screenshots of the constitution and the imbalance and post them in the forum. I've just put mine in there now. Don't ask you to do anything I'm not prepared to do myself.
I have a question meanwhile.
Mm-hmm.
If to do the Kirtan Kriyas, the name, the Satanama, right?
Mm.
What is the shortest times for each?
So you can reduce it to a short practice. You can make it longer. So it's basically in the voice. Let's say you if you're doing a 31-minute practice, it's 5, 5. So 5 chanting, 5 whispering, 10 silent, 5 whispering, 5 chanting, and 1 minute in silence. And you can reduce those down. So you could do 2, 2, 4, 2, 2, 3, 3, 6, 3, 3. Yeah.
Can you do 1 minute?
1, 2, 1, 1. Yeah. No, of course, also. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, Paula. Oi. Pitta, pitta, pitta. Heavy, kapha, elevated, elevated. Okay.
Should we send those to you?
Put them in the forum so that everybody can see. Okay, so if you go into the Awaken Potential forum, you can just add a photo to a comment. And then we see. So mine are already in there. Mine is not pretty right now.
Sarah, can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you can ask. I think my connection's a little bit strange today. Can you all hear me or not?
Ah, now we can. Oh, no, I can. I had a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a bit confused because every time I've taken the quiz the past year, I've been tridoshic.
Mm-hmm.
With and every time I had a Vata Kapha imbalance.
Mm-hmm.
And now my constitution comes out as Vata Pitta with a Vata imbalance.
Okay.
But normally my basic constitution should stay the same, no?
Yes and no. It does change as we age. So you will get more Vata coming through as you get older. We get drier.
But yeah, I'm a bit, yeah. It's funny that it's just over the course. I've done the quiz, I think, in December again. And
I mean, you have to remember also, it's like, you know, unless you're keeping a track of what you answered last time, you're also answering from where you are today to some extent. Yeah. So you will get some shifts according to bias and mood and whatever. So just post it in the forum.
Could it be also that this is a quiz online and it's different if you get like a Ayurvedic practitioner that reads you? maybe they can pick up more subtle differences.
No, I
also
think this is just automated. I don't think there's anybody sitting there. Will be nice.
No, that's what I mean, that if you go to a practitioner, then you get like more subtle, because I remember people were asking about this in the Yogi Detox, that, oh, I came out tridoshic in the quiz, and that was what they were answering, that, okay, maybe if you are, like if it comes out tridoshic, either you are, or it might be that the computer test is not enough to pick up some subtle differences that can guide more towards what your constitution actually is.
Yeah. Yes, of course. I mean, when you're with somebody and they're reading a lot more subtle signs, you know, looking at your skin and your eyes and smelling your breath, and, you know, they will have, you know, just looking at your body constitution, they will pick up a lot more subtle signs. But this is, I mean, Kate recommends this as the best online resource that she's found. So we just go with it as a guideline. Oi, very Vata, Lynn. Huh, look at that. Okay. So I've got Paula and Lynn and me. The others, are you still working on it?
I'm just searching for the link to the forum where I have written down. I don't find it.
I'll add it for you in the
chat.
You wanted us to do it as a reply to. Hang on.
There you go, Marco.
Yeah.
Facebook. Okay.
Bonjour, tout le monde. Yeah.
So you would like to have the first picture of the circle and the second one with the columns?
Yes.
Okay.
Perfect. We get to see each other's constitution as well. Tessa. Also Vata. Today.
I'm always, that's one thing that's very consistent on the quizzes. My Vata is always highest.
Okay. Okay. So while the rest of you are posting, when you look at the information that you receive, you will see that there is information or advice on how to balance the one that is most out of balance. Okay. So I just want you to have a quick look, because there's lifestyle, there's, oh, hang on, mine has just disappeared. Why is mine just disappeared? Oh, I have to log in. Okay. There we go. So you'll see that there are various areas where they give you advice. They give you an overview on your excess and how to balance, either with lifestyle practice, diet, daily routine. So you've got those three. We won't look at the herbal products. And you probably know for yourself, like, where does most resistance show up? Is it with the lifestyle practices? Is it with the diet, or is it with the daily routine? So is it physical stuff? Do you resist exercise, or do you do the same thing all the time? Do you resist meditation? Do you resist self-care? Do you find it hard to get your eating consistent? And go into the one that you feel you have most resistance around. Just to add a little bit of extra challenge to this.
Where can I find this idea of the tip of how to balance it?
Okay, so when you look at the page where you did the screenshots, if you just scroll down a little bit, you'll see on the right, balance excess for you.
Ah.
You see it? Yeah?
There's too many Werbung drumherum.
Yeah, yeah. You just have to scroll down a little bit. And then there you see those boxes. And just have a little look and see what jumps out at you as sort of a priority action that you can take or you need to take, something that you're resisting that is going to really target that doshic imbalance. And excuse me, you can share that in the forum.
That's with the lifestyle recommendations, no?
So there's lifestyle, there's routine, and there's diet. So what feels...
What came up for me was honor your bedtime. Bedtime hour.
funny. And you're doing it.
Sorry, you are just looking at what is written below that? Because I just got a call, I was out.
Okay. So, yeah, so I'll just share my screen so I can show you a little bit where mine is. Where's it gone? Here. So, yeah, you will have, oh, wrong one. You'll have your screen where you see your dosha type, and then down here, how to balance the one that is most excess, most out of balance. And then below that, you've got lifestyle practices, you've got diet, and you've got daily routine. So which of those three, lifestyle practices, diet, and daily routine, lifestyle practices is kind of exercise primarily. Which one feels like you resist it the most? i.e., it's probably going to have the biggest impact. If by making small Kaizen changes, you'll probably feel the change the quickest. And just have a look. And I want everybody to have one clear action. And post that action, firstly in the forum. I put mine in there. I'm going to make a kachori for dinner. because I need to add more pungent, bitter and astringent foods to my diet. To combat the kapha, which is showing up in my arse and on my hips and my belly right now.
Oh, no. So, Sarah, if I understand right, we first have to see where the most resistance is, and then we have to see what we can do food-wise?
No, so if you're resistance, so you've got 3 areas, self-care practices, food, and exercise. Which one of those 3 feels hardest for you to make a change to? And then just reading the information in that block.
Okay.
Just use that for inspiration. So for me, it was like, okay, yeah, food for me is a little bit, I'm not on my best game right now. So reading that, seeing bitter, pungent, astringent, yes, I'll make a khichdi today. Oh.
Sarah?
Yes.
You wrote astringent,
Mm-hmm.
and I read that maybe I misunderstood it, but there's written that if you eat chickpeas, kidney beans, lentils, they in the taste and very kapha pacifying. So I think it's not the best idea to eat lentils and chickpeas and beans, or is it a misunderstanding? So in my case, it's also kapha.
Yeah.
And in the explaining, under the bitter, there's astringent.
Yeah. So they pacify, they calm down kapha, so they bring it into balance.
Ah,
So this is good. Yeah, astringent is like it pulls things together. You know, as a lemon. Imagine your cells make that face. Yeah, is that? Yeah, that's what's happening when you have astringent. So it's contracting, it's pulling in together, so that counteracts the heavy wateriness of kapha.
okay. So it's good to eat lentils.
Yes, yes. And bitter would be rucola.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's clearer. Anyone else have any questions they're not sure about on the information or? Yeah.
I think I have to read it 1 or 2 more times.
Okay. What is, let me see, you are pitta. Okay, so you need cooling, calming foods, Marco.
Yeah.
I don't know, are you looking at food? Are you looking at exercise? You're looking at self-care routine?
I just have read exercises, and food could also be possible. I just looked for the different topics.
The challenge that you guys have is that Diana will need to have kapha pacifying, so lighter foods or fiery foods, and you need to have the opposite. You need to have kapha foods, calming, cooling foods. So the challenge for you guys is going to be, how are you going to do that with cooking together, eating together? Yeah. So it might be that you take a week and you focus on kapha pacifying foods, but you, Marco, are really focusing on pitta pacifying activities, for instance.
Mm-hmm. And we also make it for breakfast. So we do 2 different porridge. So Marco get the heavier ones, and I something like buckwheat and something like this. And I also have 2 different spicy mixes.
Yeah.
So for pitta and for kapha and vata.
Yeah.
So sometimes I do the same vegetables, but in different pans. But khichdi is a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, you'll need some creativity, but it sounds like it's good. You know, you make these spice mixes, these churners. So you have one for pitta pacifying, one for kapha pacifying, and then you, you can make the base the same, the rice, the mung beans, and just slightly change the spice mix if you're doing a khichdi.
Das ist der Hund übrigens.
Yes. So, anybody else posting their action for today or for this week in the forum? I keep seeing somebody's typing, but nothing's appeared.
It's lots of text to read.
Yeah.
Lots of reading. Yeah.
It was in mine a while back. I don't know why it doesn't show up.
Ah, okay. So maybe it's just because I'm doing a screen share. Paula.
I had a problem before as well. So I have copied some text, and it told me it's not able to post this.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure.
So Paula, getting up at 6 a.m. You're doing daily exercise. Ooh, where did it go? Pranayama, meditation, daily fasting, but I feel like I have low energy. I know that getting up early makes me feel better, but it feels like I will always struggle with it. So that's my task. Okay. What pranayama are you doing, Paula?
I'm doing the Kriya from hell as well, the releasing our childhood. Yeah. And then I'm doing the for breath work, I'm doing the Kundalini like spine stretches.
Okay.
And then I do that in the morning, and I've been doing it every morning for the whole of March, for more than that. I've been doing it for more than 2 weeks now. And then in the evenings, I do just a series of exercises that we got from the freediving, just like lung stretches, Kapalabhati. It's like half an hour of different lung things.
Okay. Yeah, I think Kapalabhati, breath of fire for you. Yeah, and in the morning for activation. Yeah, that will help you to get your prana moving, and that's going to help you with everything else. Yeah. So
really the congestion, I think, as well too, which because I'm still congested.
Okay.
Especially with that breathing, it's the most effective that I've had to just kind of get kind of mucus moving and like getting rid of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's really, really helpful.
Okay.
But I still really struggle. So I've been sticking to the routine, but I still, I mean, I've been doing better. I've been getting to bed at 12, but it's not my goal.
Well, you know, it's Kaizen, so it's not all going to happen this week, and you just stick with it. And the thing with shifting kapha is once it starts to move, you get more prana moving and it gets easier. Yeah. So once, you know, the principle in Ayurveda is like increases like. Yeah. So when you have too much kapha, you eat chocolate, you're stagnant, you don't want to move. And of course, that doesn't help to shift the kapha. Opposites reduce. So once you start reducing your kapha, the vata and the pitta is going to get more activated anyway. Okay, so it will start to feel easier. All right, so Tessa, a lot of resistance. Oh, I think there's a cat on the wall. A lot of resistance on daily routine, sit in silence and self-care in the morning, but also evening routine. So Tessa, all of them are high. Vata, oh, Coco! Oh. Is it really annoying having the barking coming through the screen? Yes. Yeah. Hey! Okay, there's a cat with a death wish out there, walking back and forwards along the wall. Okay, so Tessa, yeah, all of them are high. Vata slightly more so than the others. Resistance on your daily routine. Yeah, how are you going? How are you?
It's for me routine.
Yeah, okay.
And in the morning as well. Yeah.
Now, so sharing here is important. And this is for everybody. This was going to be our next action, but I know for Tessa, the regularity is hard. Do you have it in your schedule?
What do you mean?
Like in your calendar with a notification so that in the morning when your alarm goes off, you also get a reminder, sit in meditation. And you also have a reminder.
Calendar, but it's the first thing I think about in the morning.
Okay, so it can be a post-it note next to your bed, but this is the thing. What gets scheduled gets done. Yeah, we are so busy. And Vata is this distraction. It's like there's so much that can pull our attention in. How is each one of us going to make sure that we do this? I'm going to move on and we're going to come back to this at the end. I just want to see what everybody else has written. So Lynn, on a bedtime hour, choose veggie spices to pacify Vata. Practice saying no to new commitments that don't feel fully aligned. Keep up with self-care. Wow, there's a lot in there. Okay, cool. Diana, reduce sweets this weekend and we'll focus on creating a kapha balancing daily routine. Can you be more specific, Diana? Kapha balancing daily routine, what's that's going to look like?
I'm reading it in the at the moment.
Okay,
so I have
a bit more time.
Yeah, because I read the evening, do something for the evenings, and this is what I really don't like.
Okay, right. So that's your resistance point, which is going to bring you the quickest results.
Because normally my day ends and I sleep. There's no time between.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, what Lynn has done this week is maybe could help you. That she's now coming home from work and is more consistent with an evening routine so that she feels she has time for herself and she's getting to bed. Is maybe, I don't know, you're getting better quality sleep because of this, Lynn? Do you have a sense of that? Yeah. You share a little bit.
Yeah, most of all, I get enough hours. And I try to really, because I can usually really feel that second wind when the pitta time comes in the evening. So I try to really kind of wind down before that so I don't kind of go into that energy. Because then I'm screwed.
Yeah. Yeah, the pitta second wind is dangerous for a lot of us. Definitely. So, you know, this is the thing, this is the last thing that I want you all to do today is whatever it is that you're thinking, okay, this is the thing, this is the one thing that I think is going to make the biggest difference and I'm going to focus on now. Schedule it. You can write it down on paper first. You can journal it, like 6 p.m. pranayama for 3 minutes. 6:30, eat my soup. 7 p.m. sit on the sofa, light a candle. Get my audiobook, whatever it might be. Get my audiobook, cuddle up with the cat. But so that you really start to get clear, this is containing the Vata energy, the air energy. Yeah, because when you're in the evenings, like I could do this, I could do that. Remember, air energy goes everywhere. Maybe I'll tidy that bookshelf. Maybe I'll watch Netflix. Maybe I'll do the dishes. Maybe I'll send an email. Maybe I'll call my mum. Yeah. Maybe you schedule half an hour for the random stuff, catching up, checking your WhatsApps. But the rest of it, even that is scheduled. It's like we schedule unscheduled time. How do we make space for rest? If we don't schedule that, we're busy chasing everything else. So the scheduling is really one of the most effective ways to help us manage the air energy. So I know that there's a lot of information in your doshic results to process. Does anyone want to share, or does anyone have any questions at the moment? Because I'm conscious that maybe some of you will need a bit of time to do some more reading and really go into this, and you can come back into the forum later when you've had time to do that. Lynn, one question I would have for you, there's a lot in there. How are you going to be really consistent with all of this?
Well, the self-care, it's pretty much in place. That just it's pretty much automated.
Okay, good.
So I'll have to be a little bit mindful about having breakfast and cooking the lunches. But what I really, really have to be mindful of is the early light dinner and the bedtime hour. Those two things.
Okay.
Those will be like my points or touchstones kind of things.
Okay. And do you have any techniques that you're using already, or any tips that you found last week that worked for you?
Just need to be really aware of it and remember it and concentrate on it. Like it's a new, I don't know, it's like learning a new hobby or something that you have to be really kind of, okay, I'm going to do this and then keep up with it. One thing that helped, actually, I want to say this is thank you to Diana, who has been sharing recipes. It's been really nice to just have, okay, Lynn, you can do this. This is really yummy. And then she even sends a photo when she made it. It's been amazing because I feel a little bit like I'm kind of on the same food path that you are, on the same road, but you're like 3 miles ahead of me and just kind of teaches me stuff that you already learned. And it's just really valuable. So thank you. That's been amazing.
Great news. Thank you. Good.
Just for understanding, so I have to reduce my vata, is that right?
So the one, oops, hang on, what's going on here now?
You have to reduce your pitta.
The one that is the highest in the bars.
Yeah, this is the question, the bars or the circle?
The bar.
Okay.
So the circle is your constitution and the bar is your imbalance. For some reason.
You have your own post, huh?
Yeah.
I think so. I think I have sent it in on the wrong
It's okay. It's
position.
All right. No problem. I'm just gonna go back in again and so I can see.
So I did the same.
No, it's fine. Don't worry. So Marco. So here we go. So yeah, you in your constitution, you tend to be pitta. Yeah, you have a strong mind. You can focus. You can get shit done. It's a strength. It can also be a weakness that you push through, that you have too much fire. But what is showing up in your imbalances here is that the vata is high, which means there's too much activity, too much distraction, not enough grounding, not enough consistency, not enough routine. And what we see in Ayurveda, when we see these imbalances, vata pushes pitta, pushes kapha. Now, what that means is that we all tend to be elevated vata because of the world that we're living in. We are living in a world which is full of distractions. So it's natural and normal that we are all elevated vata or aggravated vata. If you're already a vata type, then that can be a real problem. But what happens is when we're distracted, when we're doing so much, we're in a state of stress. When we're in a state of stress, we have elevated levels of cortisol. And over time, that creates inflammation in the body, creates heat, it creates ama, okay, which then shows up as elevated pitta. So Marco's profile here is exactly your Vikriti chart. Vata pushing pitta, pushing kapha, they're all slightly elevated. Okay, so, and then once we have too much pitta and heat in the system and inflammation, then that leads to a negative cycle in the ama, which is the buildup then of the kapha, okay, the heaviness. So for you here, the high vata means you need to ground, you need routine, you need calming slowing down activities. That will then help the pitta. That will also, I don't see much kapha in you, to be honest. But the vata pitta, definitely, by addressing the vata through routine and regularity, that's what's going to make the difference for you.
Yeah, that was what I just was looking for, the routines, what I can do. Yeah. And that's also what my life feels about at the moment. Too much things.
Yeah. Yes, we talked about it in your one-to-one. Yeah. So clearing the table, getting some of those things off your to-do list, and having more space, but using that space for grounding.
I had a 1 hour meditation this morning.
Wow.
Yeah. Beautiful.
That's impressive.
Yeah. Good.
So I'm not at home because
Yeah. So for you, Marco, think about how those how you can create routine. And I think for you, it's also maybe more about the evening time, like when you get home from work. I think you have a lot of different projects and a lot of here and there, and maybe over there as well, and downstairs in the cellar, and yeah. So see how you can schedule and time block. You know, we talked about it in your one-to-one, you know, your taxes. How can I get that? And so it's done and out. And then what's the next project? And how can I get that? So your scheduling creates the calming influence for your vata. And then over time, there's space. That space also needs to be scheduled, because otherwise then you have a tendency to go off into the distraction and over here, over there. You know, if it's downtime, now I've got space, I can sit on the sofa and read a book, or I can scrub vegetables and chop them for dinner. Yeah. Whatever it might be, grounding, calming practices.
Yeah.
So that you have your evening chunked out, less tendency to distract.
so my vata is also elevated and not as high as Marco, but if we do something for his pitta and my kapha food and reduce water with a daily evening routine is also possible.
Yes.
So if you do both vata evening routine,
Yeah,
it's maybe also possible.
yes.
Because I think it's really difficult if I do a evening routine with, or I do my evening with all the stuff, and Marco should calm down. Maybe this is also not as easy as I think.
What do you mean by that? I'm not sure.
So we have to, yeah.
I'm not sure I fully understood. Say that again, Diana.
Ich kann es auch kurz auf Deutsch, dann kannst du es übersetzen.
Okay.
Vielleicht ist es das Einfachste, wenn wir über die Ernährung sein Pitta, mein Kapha reduzieren und eine gemeinsame Abendroutine für Vata machen, weil ich glaube, dass es für Marco schwierig ist, wenn er nichts machen soll und runterkommen soll und sich erden soll und ich springe da rum wie ein HB-Männchen und mache meine ganzen Sachen am Abend.
Ja.
Und da mein Vata ja auch etwas erhöht ist, könnten wir ja eine gemeinsame Abendroutine machen. Und die Pitta und Kapha in Balance übers Essen versuchen zu führen.
Yeah. Okay, so quickly to translate. So because they're living together, so use diet to address the kapha for Diana and the pitta for Marco with different spice mixes, different churnas. And then the vata will be addressed through the routine of the evening, because it doesn't make sense if Marco is having to sit on the sofa and read a book and Diana is still busy doing all kinds of stuff, and they won't find balance. And it's going to be difficult for both of them. So bringing the collective into the evening routine, calming down together, motivating each other, supporting each other to close the kitchen, and now, yeah, we have half an hour for messaging or whatever it's going to be, and then we're an audiobook, or we're reading, or we're doing a bedtime meditation. Okay. Anybody else have any other questions or anything to contribute to today? Tessa, maybe we wanted to come back to you and your
Vata as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was surprised that my kapha was so low and my pitta was so high.
Okay.
I know for a few questions I answered a bit different than previously. It's maybe I interpreted the question differently. It's with there's a question about inflammations. And although I don't have the whole list, there's a few things that I've been having in the past, like I overstretched a cough and I had some congestions in my nose and stuff like that. So I answered more positive on that one. I don't know whether it has to do with pitta or not.
Okay. I mean, something like an injury, that is an imbalance rather than a constitution.
Yeah. Yeah.
That happened. It's not, you don't have constantly inflamed calf muscles.
No.
Yeah. So it's clear, it's important to get very clear about the difference between, am I talking about something that is a lifetime tendency, or is it something that is showing up now? So if we look at your current imbalance, yeah, they're all high. So Vata pushing Pitta pushing Kapha, similar to Marco, but more elevated.
I can't hear you anymore.
Oh, okay.
Me.
Am I coming back?
Yes, you're back.
Am I back? Yeah,
yes.
sorry, we have internet problems here today. I'm on my hotspot. So yes, so you have all of them high. Vata pushing Pitta pushing Kapha. So here, routine.
Ooh.
Yeah, and consistency, because I know, you know, the one thing I see with you, Tessa, is you do things, they work, but you don't stick with them. And so this is, you know, I'm going to do a little bit of this and I'm going to do a little bit of that, but find something that works and stick to it. Because just the sticking to it, yes, there may be some other things that you can do at another time, but finding something and sticking to it, that itself counters the Vata. So in your case, it's maybe even less important what you're doing than just the fact that you do something and stick with it.
My biggest problem is that like, for example, I've been doing like for 2 weeks now, just 2 minutes, sit in silence in the morning, in bed. And then I find myself wondering like, oh, I feel like having a longer meditation or something. And I sometimes do it, but I need a bit of variety, because otherwise I get bored and I stop and I do something else.
No. That variety is your Vata. That need for variety is the part of you saying, yeah, but this is boring. You need boredom, and you need to get comfortable with boredom. I told the story about observed boredom. Do you know that story? I know I talked about it with Marco in a one-to-one. Are people familiar with the observed boredom story? No. Okay. I'm going to tell it now. I was doing a 40-day meditation, 2.5 hours of chanting at 5 o'clock in the morning every day for 40 days. Around day, I think it was day 25, I started to get really restless. really uncomfortable with sitting. I was like, I want it to be over. And it, you know, there's still an hour to go. So it was really painful. And this went on for maybe a week. And I know myself, I find it very hard to get to the end of a 40 days. That's my Vata. Yeah. I'm like, I can do it. And then I get bored and I'm off on something else. Or it's my Kapha, I'm lazy. And this time I was like, I want to do this. This is so challenging. This is so big. I don't want to give up. So I sent an email to my teacher and I just said, this is happening, help. And I was hoping for some long, compassionate message to come back. And I got one line, it's boredom, observe it. I was like, what? That's it? That's all the help you're going to give me? And my anger came up and, you know, my victim mentality and all of that kind of stuff. And anyway, so the next morning I'm there and I'm chanting, an hour and a half. I'm like, shit, I want to move. I hate this. I hate my teacher. I hate. And then that line, it's boredom, observe it, popped up. And in that moment, I didn't do anything. Just, it's boredom, observe it. The only way I can describe it was I had some kind of soul transplant with my olive tree in the garden. And all of that frustration and anger and restlessness and boredom was gone. I had roots in the soil. I had branches in the sky. I was a tree. I was receiving all I needed in that moment, and I could have stayed there forever. Literally, it dissolved. And I went through to the end of the meditation and I was in bliss. The next day, same thing happened. Distraction, discomfort, restlessness. It's boredom, observe it. Poof, gone. I was an olive tree again. Now, I'm not telling you this to try to recreate my experience. I'm telling you this because you need to deal with your boredom. You need to look at this tendency that is pulling you in different directions and is exacerbating your imbalance. And rather than just going, yeah, but I'm bored, so I need to follow it, you need to say, that's what's causing me the problem, because I keep chasing this and then I chase that and then I chase the other. And I don't have consistency. I haven't given myself the gift of consistency to know what might happen if I go through it. And very often the discomfort is so strong that going through it feels like the absolute last thing that we want or even can do. But it's what you need to do. So if it's boredom, observe it. If it's frustration, observe it. If it's can't be botheredness, observe it. Don't give a fuck, observe it. Hate Sarah, observe it. Okay? It doesn't matter what it is. Stop letting it control you. Does that make sense? It's not what you want to hear.
No, it's not what I want to hear, but it does make sense.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd rather have you say, like, explore it. Yeah, go and do something else. Yeah, learn something new.
Explore that resistance. Have the curiosity of, if I don't follow this, what's going to happen? You've followed it all your life. You've got, what, you the same age as me, 48, 47, 49?
Thanks. 50.
50. Okay.
No, I'm going to be 45.
Okay. So you've got 44 years. 44 years of always following this. And where's it got you? So get curious about doing the opposite. Not just for one day, not just for 1 week, but really give yourself a chunk of time to get curious. Yeah, you're in the laboratory, you're doing the experiment, and every day you're coming in to see what's changed, what's going on. Yeah, use that curiosity of your mind, use the power, the strength, the intellect of your mind. to connect with your curiosity, to keep you consistent with one thing. It doesn't matter what it is. But grounding, discipline, that's what it is for you, 100%. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So what's it going to be?
Trying to recultivate discipline.
Yeah, but how? What is it going to be?
Well, I'm gonna go through with the sit in silence because I really have the feeling it's a keystone
Okay.
habit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's weird. My computer screen keeps on changing. Yeah, the sit in silence, and then taking care of myself in the morning. It's a really hard one, but also I've been letting go of other things which I was doing well, like going early to bed, not snacking. I've been snacking again, going late to bed, or too late to bed, watch too much TV.
Start with one, because otherwise you're in your distraction again.
Yeah, so I'm gonna focus on on the mornings. Mm-hmm. But I know that in order to have a good morning, I need to take care of myself a little bit at night as well.
Of course.
And I have to prepare it at night. So, for example, no devices in the bedroom is key, because if I have devices in the bedroom, the first thing I do is watch them when I wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
So
get out your piece of paper or your calendar, whatever it's going to be, and get this down, get this scheduled. Just for the first week, keep it simple. Keep it really simple, Kaizen it. And then once that's a little bit established, week 2, you can add something else in. All of those of you who are looking at bedtime routines.
Okay.
Yeah, my Serenity, Courage, Wisdom, just the sort of the free 4-week challenge that I'm doing, we're starting on that tomorrow. So if you want to come in and have a little bit of extra support, there's a daily email that goes out just to support you through that process. So if you want to join in, I can add you to the list and you'll get those emails. So
I think I subscribed, but I didn't get the emails.
You haven't had any emails? Okay, I'll check.
I thought it was only like once a week, the emails.
No, they're going
Maybe
out.
they've gotten into the wrong inbox. That's possible as well.
Yeah. I'll check that you're on there. You check your spam. Anybody else who's focusing on evening routine, then you might want to jump in on tomorrow's call, 5 p.m. Europe. Can you hear me again, or is my internet connection gone? It's okay? All right. I hear you. Yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah.
Well, I didn't understand, so there was a lag. So I heard something about evening routine, but nothing.
Yeah. So I'm doing this free challenge at the moment, basically to encourage people to start thinking about the stuff we're doing here. And we have a really dynamic group of people who are in, and tomorrow we look at the evening routine and bedtime. So if you want some extra support, I can add you to the group. You get daily emails, and it will just help to give you a little bit of extra momentum through this this project, this focus for yourself. Yeah. So should I add you, Marco? You want to be in on that?
I would like to have a look. So I'm just having two hearts on this side, because on the one side it's really interesting, and on the other side I know I don't read really all emails and all the messengers, because it's so much at the moment that most times I'm going through my emails without reading. Delete, 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 delete. Yeah.
Not yours.
Not yours.
Don't you have a filter? I've got a filter. Delete everything except Sarah's mails. Special filter on Google.
Yeah, I have different filters. They just put it directly out of the inbox, just in subfolders. And if I want to read something about that, I can go into that folder. But it's just definitely a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I can add you. You read them. You don't read them. It's up to you.
Yeah.
Lynn? Yeah. Anybody else? Tessa?
Yeah, can you add me?
Yeah. So Lynn, Marco, Tessa. Anybody else want some help with some bedtime?
I found them, so I have. I'm subscribed to the mails.
You're getting them. Good. Okay. So Deanna, no. Paula.
I can't join the calls because I should be in bed at that time.
Too late.
If I join the calls, it's a bad thing. But I love to be in the evening.
All right. Well, you can watch the recording as well. There's a hub, and you know it's kind of similar to how we're working here, so you can catch up. All right then. Cool. Does anyone have any other questions?
I have one.
Mm.
You sent a recipe or shared a recipe of quinoa khichdi.
Do I have it?
Yeah, you shared one. It was a while ago.
Yeah,
I think from.
It's in. You will find it in. Not there. It's in the hub. Is it hub or members hub? When I talked about, I don't know if any of you have looked at so I added some resources. It's not there. Not there, not there, not there. In here. Here. So week 5 in the September part of the hub. What is Ama? What is Agni? Recipe book and Balance Your Agni workbook. I suggest you download all of those 4 documents. And there you have all Kate O'Donnell's recipes. Once you go through the workbook, you find out whether you've got too high, like your Agni is too high, too low, irregular, or strong. And then you can create your meal plan from her recipe book. It's very simple. But yeah, the quinoa khichdi was in there.
Okay, thank you. I'll have a look.
Yeah, you're welcome. Hagateni, anything else? No? Cool. Well, very nice call today with you all. Nice to go into the doshas and work through that together. So thank you for being here. Thank you for taking the time. I might see some of you tomorrow evening, 5 p.m. if you feel like joining us. And if not, then I will add those of you to the mails and just keep doing your thing. I would encourage you all to put your actions as clearly as possible into the forum, accountability. Yeah. And good luck.
Thanks.
Is that 5 p.m. Central European or?
Yes. Oh, we have a time change tomorrow, don't we?
Egyptian time.
No, it's 5 p.m. European time. 5 p.m. European time tomorrow. Which your clocks go forward tomorrow, don't they? Tonight. I had a notification on my daylight saving time tomorrow. So we might be on the same time as of tomorrow. Okay, so I need to note that. It's your time. I've set it for, not my time. So it's 5 p.m. European time. And I will make sure that I don't fuck up. All right. Good. Have a lovely day, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here, and mwah, lots of love. Wednesday, we've got Easeful Living. Yay! We can relax a bit. I'll see you all then.
Thank you.
Does
Bye.
it mean that I can give into my boredom? I only have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Easeful Living is sitting in the boredom going, oh, this is lovely. Got nothing to do.
He's into the boredom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wednesday noon, huh?
I think so. Let me just check. Yes, it's a midday call.
We have to check.
See how you go. All right.
Do we have
Thanks.
5 more minutes, Sarah?
Yes, of course. Yeah, I can stay on if you need. All right.
We stay as well.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.